Ahri, Bojkot is over. O, stary, newsy lolowe, to uwielbiam, stary, u mnie na kanale. Za każdym razem, jak widzowie poruszam temat LoLa na kanale, to jest straszny ból dupy w komentarzach, bo zawsze wspominam o jednej rzeczy. Przypominam widzowie, że League of Legends nie jest grą w pełni darmową. Jest owszem grą darmową, ale nie jest grą w pełni darmową, ponieważ żeby odblokować bohaterów, musisz wypulić siano. Nie musisz tego robić, możesz ich odblokować naturalnym sposobem, ale potrwa to trochę czasu. I ludzie zawsze mówią, ale ty nie musisz grać tymi postaciami, ale to nie znaczy, że jest w pełni darmowy. W pełni darmowe jest Dota. Ale dobra, zobaczmy co jest.
The battle is over.
Zaraz się zacznie w komentarzach.
With courage and determination. But ultimately we all
Pewnie
knew this all
napisy,
would
nie?
have to come to an end. As all boycotts do. And honestly, I'm surprised it lasted for more than a week. So, for those of you who don't know, after Riot announced their $500 skin,
Ale to
which to be
Volvo coś
fair,
zrobiło z
let
tym,
me
czy
correct
jak?
myself,
Jezu,
buying
Volvo
the correct
Riot?
number of bundles for the right amount of RP,
Czy
you
ludzie
can buy it
za-
for
już przestali to
$450.
panować?
Anyway, the players were simply not happy about the pricing, as well as the fact that this is supposed to represent Faker, who is known for not using skins. And so, the player base actually united under a single banner. And there was a movement to ban Ahri in every game. On the last episode of Dragon Ball, you might have seen that this actually brought in some
35%
results.
stary doszło?
Ahri's ban rate more than doubled. With the catch being that the ban rate more than doubled in the West. In Korea, which is the region this was targeting, nothing really happened.
W
But
Korei
now
nic się
it's
nie
been
dzieje.
more than
O, stara, to Giga pokazuje, stary, jak w ogóle na zachodzie, na wschodzie ludzie reagują dla skina. Oni są już wychowani. Oni są już wychowani w takim przekonaniu, że skiny to jest normalna rzecz.
a month since the boycott started. And so, I think it's time to not only look at how it's currently going, but it's also time to look at how much the skin earned for Riot. Yes,
O, ile
we
zarobił?
actually got some numbers
Pewnie
from the
miliony.
financial side too. You're gonna be amazed. And speaking of financial side and being amazed, this video is sponsored by Factor 75. So, at this point, boycotts in
Dzięki Lagerii
gaming are
zawsze
kinda
z tym jeszcze
known
na
for
drugim
not
poziomie.
doing much. It is hard to see developers actually budge unless it's harming their financial side.
Tak, bo
Which
wychłopa nie
means
widzicie.
in order for Ahri's boycotts to be successful, they would have to do exactly that. So the obvious question is, did the boycotts work? Well, as you saw, the West is really trying to fight this. And out of all the places around the internet, of course, the Ahri mains suffered the most. And while last time I showed you how they all united to kickstart the boycotts, today I am happy to report that the $500 skin is still very much a hot topic there. What's your opinion on the recent legendary Ahri collection? Never thought money printers grew on trees, but with the outrageous prices, you'll really see that
No,
people
to
will
jest
do
jak
anything
drukowanie
for a couple of
pieniędzy, no.
sequences of flashing LEDs.
Kurwa, miej
There's a
taki
thing I don't
produkt
like
stary
in
jak
the Immortal
CS,
Legendary
jak LoL, jak Dota, chłopiec, to jest jeszcze popularne. I to by drukujesz pieniądze, stary, w takiej grę usłudze.
Ahri skin, the one that costs 60,000 RP. Her walk animation is still broken, you can count the keyframes, it's like stop motion animation. What is the best Ahri skin and where does the cheapest Ahri skin rank among them? See, all of these are conversations from about 3 days ago, and they all came out on the same day. So a month later, the skin is still being discussed, which would probably make you think, damn, the boycotts are still going. Well,
Nie, pewnie już spadło.
let's have a look.
Ta postać ona jest jakoś chyba giga mocno w mecie, nie? Jak ona ma powyżej 10% ban rate'a, tak naturalnie. Kurwa, patrz do 24, nie? Ojej, miesiąc nie minął.
See, I'm surprised it took us a month to get all the way back. But alas, it had to happen one day, and so the boycotts are pretty much over. Now, last time I also showed you the numbers for all the other regions, including Korea, where again, the players didn't really do much. And some people pointed out that it would be
Przeciwnie
cool
nawet.
to also have the numbers from China, which does make a
Nie wiem,
would
kiedy
be
ona wyszła. Czy ona wyszła w tym miejscu, czy ona wyszła w tym kurwa miejscu.
cool to also have the numbers from China, which does make a massive chunk of League's market. And you are right, it would be a good idea to have a look at those numbers. Except, League is handled by Tencent over there. And Tencent doesn't like to give out third-party support for their API. That's why I didn't show it originally. Except, apparently Tencent does have their own website where they show these stats directly.
Oh.
So, from this glorious graph, we can see that in China, Ahri's bans went to 4%, then to 6%, and then back to 4%. So, over in the East, no one cares about an overpriced skin for Ahri.
No,
And the
nie,
reason
w
why
Azji to jest norma, stary,
this is
już, nie?
important to point out is because there are some serious correlations. And those link to how much the skin is actually earning. So, let's dive into that.
Ej, kurwa, nie, ja tego nie czaję. LoL jest tak absurdalnie brzydki w dzisiejszych czasach. Ta gra nie zrobiła to, nie wiem, tam ilu 15 lat, mam wrażenie, żadnego progresu. Sorry, ale LoL wygląda jak totalne gówno. Dota stoi, stary, na source, cały czas jest update'owana, stary, tam są takie elementy graficzne podadawane. Tam jak leci ci kolorowy projectile, który jest źródłem światła, to oświetla wszystkie rzeczy wokół, kurwa, nie?
From the very first moment, it was obvious that the skin would do well. And that's because
Tak jak
some
mobilka
really funny
wygląda, lol,
reports
totalnie.
came in. As an example, Dexerto reported on a case where the players were actually taking out loans for the skin. I mean, people did
Co? Typ, kurwa, wziął
joke
pożyczkę?
about this at first, and then it actually happened. I also remember people joking about paying with kidneys. I hate the implications here. Anyway, according to this article, instead of people buying RP directly from the client, some people opted into buying the physical RP card
W chuj ludzi kupiło tego skina na Twitterze w pierwszą godzinę, zgarnęli 2,3 USD. Nie wiem, o czym piszesz.
you can find at a grocery store. And there are two reasons why people did that. First of all, RP has different prices in different regions, which means you can buy the RP card in another region for a lower price and then use the code on your account. By doing that,
To nie jest jakieś przypisane do regionu, kurwa?
some people were able to get the skin for only $350. But then came the second reason. Some of the RP card vendors can sell them to you digitally with a payment plan. And the owner of one of these stores actually confirmed that a lot of people were buying these with a loan agreement. Which means people might be boycotting Ahri on one front, while others are getting into
Co,
debt as this is all
kurwa?
happening. And that is where our first report came in. We got a report from .esports that within 1 hour, Faker's skin made
W
600,000
godzinę 660 000 dolarów. Czajcie to, kurwa?
dollars. Now, that wasn't in the first hour of the sales. No, this is actually something far funnier. Apparently, in China, they had an official shopping stream to promote the skin. As you can see from the screenshots, it really was just a bunch of people promoting it.
Co
And
ty
to be
gadasz?
fair, it does kinda look like a fun event.
Nie, te
except
reklamy
the
w
point
Azji to
still
są
was to promote
niesamowite.
a really expensive skin. And of course, eventually, Faker appeared on the stream too.
Oh.
And within an hour of that appearance, $600,000 was in the bank. Now, just to be sure, just to do some research myself, I went on the website and I actually found the line confirming this. It says, the live broadcast revenue of these three skins is as high as 4.81 million. That's in the Chinese yuan from previous context. It seems there are still many people supporting Faker and he is really popular.
Ale poczekaj, 4,8 miliona, ale czego? Wonów chińskich czy dolarów? Bo to jest 481 wonów napisane przed tłumaczeniem. Juanów, ile to jest na ten? To jest 660 000, tak? To jest to, co
in
mówił.
China. Now, of course, that was still within just 1 hour of that stream. So, what about the rest? Well, we got a second report, which seems
Wy się dziwicie, że LoL jest grą, która nie dostaje jakichś takich notable upgrade'ów w momencie, gdy po prostu skiny im drukują tyle pieniędzy? Bo jak nie?
to be a summary of the same event. And from that we learned that in a single day, They earned about
Kurwa, niestety, to są rzeczy, które niszczą gry.
17 million yuan,
Mikropłatności
which is
zniszczyły
about
jakikolwiek rozwój w grach
$2.3
komputerowych.
million. And
Teraz
here
wystarczy stworzyć produkt na chwilę i potem go monetyzować w kółko i masz wyjebane
here's
w
the
niego.
thing. That's just the
To zabiło
sales
jakikolwiek
from a
rozwój.
single event in a single day in a single region. In total, the event was supposed to go on for 3 weeks, up to July the 8th. And I'm saying was because it is likely that Riot noticed that the skin is actually being sold, and they decided to prolong it. That's right, we got an update that the Hall of Legends event was extended to the 29th of July. That is 3 extra weeks of sales. Now, to be fair, it is definitely possible that Riot extended this event to give people more time to complete the Battle Pass, but as far as we know, people were fine with the time. So the first thing the players think about now is the extra sales. And that's really where we are today. The boycotts are pretty much over. Nothing really happened, and Riot didn't really need to do anything because the banning just stopped on its own. And on top of that, we got some really funny reports that the skin is selling well. And that's not even in the region this skin was targeting. So if China was able to push for $2.3 million from a single event on a single day, who knows what will come out of Korea? So rest assured, as was confirmed, there is no way we are not getting these skins annually. And if the common folk of the League of Legends player base doesn't like it, well, there is probably nothing we can do since someone will always buy this. But don't forget that even though we are talking about millions of dollars earned, 30% of that before tax, and that is a big difference, actually goes to the T1 team. That's probably why these regions really feel like they can support Faker. And at the end of the day, as I mentioned every time, it is just a skin and it is not ruining the game. Things would be far
Nie, pewnie, że
scarier
to
if
kurwa
this...
takie rzeczy rujnują grę z uwagi na to, że one zabijają rozwój. W tym momencie firmy z grami komputerowymi nie muszą wprowadzać żadnych nowości, żeby się utrzymać, tylko wprowadzają skiny. To całkowicie rujnuje rozwój.
was connected.
Kurwa, widzowie, jak myślicie, jaki procent ludzkości pracowałby, rozwijałby się, gdyby mieli wszystkie rzeczy dostępne w życiu? Oczywiście, że kurwa nikt by tego nie robił. Może robiłby to 1%.
Remember, Riot is really just giving us a free game inside League of Legends that should be on Steam for like $15. So, this has nothing to do with gameplay, and thankfully it is also not tied to a IRL item. Like the statue of the skin that was actually cheaper than the digital skin itself.
Ja pierdolę, statuetka jest kurwa tańsza niż skin w grze.
So that was until you put it in your shopping cart and you saw the shipping. Thank God.
Co? Skin za... Poczekaj, stary. Za $300 statuetka, ale za 700 dostawa?
Right, fix that bug.
No fajnie.
Once again, many thanks to Factor 70.
No to dobra, Masno Fest. Nie no, z LoLem zawsze kurwa przeboje. Taka firma, stary.